Hello, vinyl community, all of you thrifty music collectors and everybody watching this on YouTube. I'm Tim and this is a new episode of Tim's Thrifty Music. Oh, Happy New Year to everybody. Yes, this is New Year's Day. In my past videos I said I was going to change up my videos starting in the new year, and this is the first video of that. I had intended that it will be similar to some that I had done in the past. You might remember back in 2015 I had done some that I called Tim's Random 12 or something like that. These ones are a little different. What this format is that I'm doing is I'm calling it random records by year. I'm having it as classifying them as part of Tim's Thrifty Music. And what this is, I've been entering my albums, or I should say my 12 inches, because that includes 12. I have a few 12-inch singles in my collection too that including them, or some EPs, 12-inch EPs, and I've been entering them into a spreadsheet, and I also mark them by the year that they were released. And what I'm doing is then I wrote a program to randomly select 6 albums by a year. I have a way of determining the year by points for the number of albums from it, and I'm keeping track, making sure I don't repeat that, doing the same albums between videos and stuff. And that's starting with this video. Not saying I'm not repeating some that I've done, showing some that I've done in the past, but I'll be the computer will select 12 random albums released, or 12 inches picked or released in that year. I'm going by the release date in the US, and that's that are in my collection, and I'll be showing them, talk a little bit about them, and group or performer, and talk a little bit about the album. And then I'll before I pick like one favorite song from the album, well, now I'm going to pick 2 favorite songs from the album. Now, mind you, I'm not picking, these are not favorite albums I'm showing. They're not from like worst to best or any of that. These, I'll eventually be showing you all my albums. I'm going to try showing you, I'll eventually show you all the albums in my collection, and I'm not going to be showing you the same year in consecutive weeks. It will be spread out. It might be months, a month or two between videos, or like a certain year. Like this video will be, I have 6 albums from 1976. It might be in like a couple months or so before you see another the next video for 1976. With 6 albums from 1976, and I have several albums from 1976 that were released in 1976. But instead of picking out one favorite like I have in past videos, one favorite song from the album, I decided to pick out 2 favorite songs, which is still hard to do, because there's so many good songs on a lot of the albums. Well, with that said, let me get started. I'm also having to refer to my notes here because my memory's just not as good as it used to be. And like I said, I'm doing it with 6 songs. The reason I'm doing it with 6 songs, next month is my 6-month anniversary of making my first video here in the VC, so I figured I just set the number at 6. I didn't want to make it too big of a number because with my health problems it's hard for me to make longer videos anymore. So I've taken long enough with this introduction, so let me go with the first album. The first album is from 1976. It's by Henry Gross. It's an album release. It's a gatefold. As you can see, it has lyrics in it. And it's on Life. It's on the Life Song label. It's Henry Gross is from the New York City area. He's a singer-songwriter. He was one of the founding members of Sha Na Na. For those who don't know who Sha Na Na is, they were a doo-wop revival group that was formed in 1969. And Henry performed with them at Fillmore East and West, and at Woodstock. He was 18 at the time, and he was the youngest performer at Woodstock. But he went solo in 1970, leaving Sha Na Na. Now, the songs on this album vary in style immensely, and but the songs on this album are a jukebox song, which is sort of a rocker that's has you can really hear the saxophone and piano on here too. Lincoln Road, which is the second song, it has more of a calypso sound on it, which is about a road where people hang out. Overton Square is sort of like a jazzy or bluesy song, sort of like the type of song you hear in some of these older TV shows where people go into a bar and somebody's singing, like on the stage singing, or like maybe a piano playing along with them or something like that. Number 4 is Springtime Mama. It made it to number 37 in the U.S. on the Billboard charts. It's a poppy feel-good song. One of his inspirations were the Beach Boys, and you can tell that the inspiration some in this song. And the 5th song on the side one is Moonshine Alley, which is like a country rock and like a ballad, not a love ballad, but a ballad telling a story in it. Sort of like you sort of hear by like the Charlie Daniels Band at times. Okay, on side 2, there was this big hit, was the song Shannon, which made it to number 6 on the Billboard Top 40. Of course, it's a mellow and sappy song. It was about Carl Wilson's. I considered that had recently been killed when it was hit by a car. The next up was the song One Last Time, which had more of a yacht rock sound, which you were starting to hear around that time. The 3rd song on side 2 is Something in Between, which is a rocker with piano and guitar solo. The 4th song is on side 2 is Someday, which is more of a singer-songwriter pop sound to it. And the last song on side 2 is Polky, which is another country rock, more of a country rock sounding song. My favorite songs on it are Jukebox and Springtime Mama. The next album on here is pretty much a classic. It's Electric Light Orchestra, A New World record that was released in November of 1976 on Jet Records. Jeff Lynne regards this band Out of the Blue as a high point in the band's history. Don't think I really have to say too much about this group and this album because a lot of people have it or have heard this album. The songs on this album are Tightrope. On side one are Tightrope, which it fades in and has a haunting orchestral song and a catchy tune. Second song on it is okay. The second song is Telephone Line, which made it to number 7 on the U.S. Charts, number 8 on the UK charts, number 1 in Canada, number 10 in Australia, number 32 in Germany, and number 10 in France. And it starts out with synthesizer sounds, followed by a telephone ringing, and then sounds like singing into a telephone at first. It's more of like a love ballad. Then the third one is Rockaria, which made it to number 9 in the UK and number 10 in Australia, number 7 in Austria, and up to number 23 in the charts in the Netherlands. It has operatic overtones mixed in with rock. And number 4 is on side 1 is Mission, A New World record, which is more of a prog sound and space sci-fi themed. Then on side 2 is So Fine, which is more of pop rock. Then the second song on side 2 is Living Thing, which it was another hit. It made it to number 13 in the US, number 4 in the UK, number 8 in Canada, number 2 in Australia, number 5 in Germany, number 3 in Austria, number 9 in France, number 6 in Ireland, number 4 in the Netherlands, and number 1 in South Africa. And it's like a poppy prog. Number 3 is Above the Clouds, which starts out with sort of a big band sound, and it's sort of mellow and dreamy. Number 4 is Julia, which was another hit for them, which made it to number 24 in the US, number 13 in Canada, and number 42 in Germany. Of course, it's just all-out rock. It's a remake of the song by the Roof that was written by Jeff Lynne. And number 5 on it is Shangri-La, which is a slower song. My favorites on it are Tightrope and Mission, A New World record. Okay, next one that I picked, number 3 of the 6, is another classic. That's Steve Miller Band, Fly Like an Eagle. It was released in May of 1976 on Capitol Records. I don't think I need to say much about it or the artist, of course. And songs on it are Space Intro, which is a synthesizer intro into Fly Like an Eagle with a spacey sound to it. Then Fly Like an Eagle, which made it to number 2 in the US and Canada, and number 21 in the Netherlands. It's pretty much a song for social change with the spacey sound to it. Number 3 is Wild Mountain Honey, which is sort of spacey and mellow. Number 4 is Serenade, which is pretty much acoustic with a catchy tune to it. Number 5 is on side 1 is Dance Dance Dance, which is acoustic, which is a sort of fun song. Number 6 is Moody Blues, which is a bluesy car song. Number 2 is Take Money and Run, which is which was another hit off there, which made it to number 11 in the United States, and number 8 in Canada. It's a rocker pretty much about a robbery. Number 2 was a big hit off this album. On this side was a big hit on this album. On side 2 was a big hit on this album. It's Rockin' Me, which made it to number 1 in the US, number 11 in the UK, number 1 in Canada, number 28 in Germany, number 22 in the Netherlands, and number 23 in New Zealand. It's pretty much a fun pop rocker. Number 3 on side 2 is a cover of the Sam Cooke song You Said Me. Number 4 is Blue Odyssey, which is pretty much an instrumental intro to Sweet Marie, and it's mainly synthesizer. Sweet Marie is sort of bluesy with her harmonica. And number 6 is The Window, which is mellow and spacey. My favorite song on it is Wild Mountain Honey, or my favorite songs are Wild Mountain Honey and The Window from this one. I know I'm pretty much reading from my notes, but that's around the only way I can remember it for these. With my health problems, it causes a lot of problem with my memory and stuff. Next up is pretty much another classic. It's the band, The Best of the Band. It was released on July 15th, 1976 on Capitol Records. Don't need to say much about this one either, I don't think. The songs on here are, number 1 is Up on Cripple Creek, which made it to number 25 in the US, number 10 in Canada. Number 2 is The Shape I'm In. Number 3 is The Weight, which made it to number 63 in the US, number 21 in the UK, number 35 in Canada, and number 13 in the Netherlands. Number 4, It Makes No Difference. Number 5, Like Lucy Carnival. Number 72 made it to number 72 in the US, number 25 in Canada, and number 26 in the Netherlands. Side 2 starts up with Don't Do It, which has made it to number 34 in the US, number 11 in Canada. Track 2 on side 2 is Tears of Rage. Track number 3 is Stage Right. Track number 4 on side 2 is Ophelia, which made it to number 62 in the US. And track number 5 on side 2 is The Night They Grow Old, Dixie Down. My favorite on it is favorites on it are The Weight and It Makes No Difference. And all these I listened to in preparation for this video. Pick out my favorites and everything. It's pretty much re-listening to it. It's a way to rediscover your collection doing random pulls like this. I'm always trying to get people to do stuff like this to just rediscover their collection. Okay, this next one is probably the one that people will heard the least of. It's by artist that's known somewhat for prog rock, and he's played with Yes on an album, and he's also played with the Moody Blues. The artist is Patrick Marez. This is his first album I called The Story of I. It was released on in June of 1976. It's a gatefold. There's a story for this album inside here, but I'm not going to get into it. It gets pretty in depth. Patrick Marez was born in Switzerland. He joined Yes in 1974 and recorded with them on the Relayer album. After Relayer, Yes took a hiatus, and for the members to record, shoot, they just stuck together right now. There we go. Yes took a hiatus, so the members could record solo albums. That's when Patrick recorded this album. He recorded it in Brazil, and he joined the Moody Blues in 1978. This album is mainly electronic with world music influenced, and it's world music influenced, and it's predominant with keyboards and drums, but it has other instruments on it also. The songs on it are Impact, or also I should say, all the tracks on here run into each other. There are 7 on each side, and made it a little hard to differentiate the tracks, and made it harder. That first made it harder to pick out songs for favorites, but later on I ended up being able to pick out some songs, and that got to be a little hard to pick out a couple because there are a few that I liked. But the songs on side 1 are Impact, Warmer Hands, The Storm, Kachaka, Intermezzo, Indoors, and Best Years of Our Lives. There weren't any hits on this album that you like to know. Side 2, songs on side 2 are Descent, Incantation and Procession, Dancing Now, which is electronic, but it also has rock with guitars. You can really hear the guitar on it and vocals. Impressions, or the Dream, which is a piano solo. Like a Child in Despair, Rise and Fall, and Symphony in Space. My favorite tracks on here are Best Years of Our Lives and Dancing Now. I did like Impressions, a Dream also, but not quite as well as Best Years of Our Lives and Dancing Now. And the final, I'm already up to 23 minutes here. The final album on here is a band that I saw in concert at the Iowa State Fair in 1978. They opened up for Styx. They didn't announce who was opening for them until the day of the concert. We were surprised, and we really liked it. My brother and I were down there with my sister, who's a couple years younger than me, and some of her friends. And my brother had some of this group's albums, and I had to listen to them. I was 18 at the time. My brother's a few years older than me, my oldest brother. And the band is Angel. The album is Hell of a Band. See, Angel was it was released in 1976 on Casablanca. Angel was a hard rock band formed in the Washington, D.C. area. They were discovered by Gene Simmons when they were playing in a Gene Simmons of Kiss when they were performing in a nightclub, and they were eventually got signed to Casablanca. Angel deliberately wore all white in order to contrast with Kiss, who wore all black. This is our sophomore album. The songs on here are Feeling Right, The Fortune. Like I said, this is hard rock, but The Fortune has prog elements on it, where it starts out with keyboards. It has a keyboard intro on it for a good while, and then the rest of the instruments start up. Track 3 is Any Way You Want It. Track 4, side 1 is Dr. Ice. Side 2 is track 1, Mirrors. Track 2 is Feelings. Track 3 is Pressure Point. Track 4 is Chicken Soup, and track 5 is Angel Theme. My favorites on this album are The Fortune and Mirrors. Well, that's my choices for this time. I'd like to see more people pick random albums. I know this is a long video for me lately, especially with my health problems. And like I said, I have enough. I was having problems thinking of material for my videos before I started these. Well, with this, I figured, hey, I can make a video a week. I have enough where I can do at least 7 years worth with this, and then after my 12 inches, I can do my cassettes and my CDs, where that's another 3 years, over 3 years there. So I have plenty of years material there, and also with my purchases of it for albums over the time. So I have plenty of years worth of material now. And but right now, also this, yes, I stopped drinking back in 91. This is a sparkling apple cranberry juice. But with it being New Year's, I want to do a toast to everybody. Happy New Year's, and hope everybody has a good and rockin' New Year's, or a good and rockin' 2018. That's all I have for until next week. So until next time, take it easy and keep on rocking.